We need them. Yes, we do. Some days we need them a little more than other days, but we need them every day. What am I talking about? I'm talking about strategies. Strategies for living. So are you ready? You ready for your daily dose?
I am ready.
Yeah.
I need me some strategies today.
Yeah? And your daily dose of radio rehab?
As always.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, here we are. Hey, folks, welcome. Welcome into 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome into another edition of Strategies for Living. I'm Dr. David McMillan, and she is psychotherapist, PLPC Lauren Leon McMillan.
That's me.
That's you. And, we do this little thing every day. We call it Strategies for Living. It's about helping us live healthier and happier and more peaceful lives, hopefully in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits, in our relationships. But I want the cheat. I want the cheat sheet.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want the cheat sheet.
Well?
No, really. I take growth seriously.
Absolutely.
And but sometimes, if I'm honest, I get stuck.
Don't we all?
I get stuck
That's part of life.
I get stuck in anxiety. I get stuck in fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doubt.
Yeah.
Uncertainty.
And I just want to be about building a life that makes me excited. How do I know that I'm building the right life? If I'm excited to get up in the morning and go into my day. Yeah. That's the kind of life that I want to build. Yeah. Right there. That's it.
Amen.
Yeah. So, my question to you, Madam Therapist.
Oh, yes.
Could we
on my title like I know things?
Well, yeah, but you're highly educated. Is there a cheat sheet for this? Is there? I was in Office Desperate yesterday.
Yes.
And they have a rack, and Barnes and Noble has them too. It's a rack of the cards. You can everything from Algebra 1 to chemistry to you name it.
Right.
There's a like one of those cards, and it's almost like
like a formula, like all the things
that you need to know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And could we do one of those? Is there
something like that? Yeah, I think we could.
Is there a cheat code?
A cheat code, a page of quick formulas and reminders for when you get stuck in life and you need to solve some problems. And
that's what I need.
Look back on and find which formula you can apply here.
Yeah, that's what I need.
I think that's a lot about what hopefully strategies is all about anyway, right?
I want, I'm about to be, what am I about to be, 68?
You lost track.
I lost track.
Counting, and that's great. I'm glad.
Who needs to count? Anyway, I wish I had known this stuff that we're going to talk about today when I was 20.
Yeah.
Yeah? So we're going to talk about the cheat codes today on Strategies for Living. Folks, thanks for being with us. We appreciate you being with us, and we appreciate our sponsors making it possible. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Learning RX, Pintail Roofing, and the Balanced Life Wellness Center. Back in a moment, we got the cheat code today on Strategies.
Hi, this is Jay Merle for Pintail Roofing. Let's talk about quality. When you hire Pintail to build your roof, here's what you can expect. Quality and quality control are the most important concerns for us at Pintail, and you need to know that Pintail stands tall with swift and professional performance on any warranty call. This is our most important policy. And remember, we're your neighbors. We'll be here for you for the long haul. Our family's lived here for over 100 years, and we aren't going anywhere. On the commercial side of Pintail's business, our fluid-applied roofing solutions can save thousands of dollars over conventional commercial roofing options. Call Pintail at 226-ROOF for a free inspection of your home or commercial building. That's 226-7663. Pintail Roofing. What's the condition of your roof?
Hey, welcome into 1017 FM. and 710 Keel. Welcome into Strategies for Living. We're all about health and wellness, healthy living, and making healthy choices right here on Strategies for Living. And today we got the cheat codes.
You know, you say that, it makes me think about games and gaming, right?
Oh, yeah?
And it can't help but kind of ponder here if we've got some cheat codes just for today's episode, right?
Yeah.
What if perhaps life is a game?
Ooh. Some people say, even some heavy-duty philosophers.
That's why I'm proposing that, just to get some,
some people say that we're playing against. Some people say this is a dream, that the real world starts when we when we cross over. That what we're doing right now is some form of false separation. And again,
illusory.
I'm not saying you or I buy into that. I'm just saying that that's what some people propose as
something to chew on. Thought for.
Yeah. So if there were quote unquote cheat codes, what would those look like? Well, we talk a lot about energy.
Yes,
Lauren,
we do.
And so energy is really. We say this often. Energy is all there is.
Right, and it cannot be created nor destroyed.
Right. And so when we are fulfilled, we tend to radiate that energy toward others. All right?
Right. But your cup floweth over.
But when we're empty, we tend to be a little vampirish.
Vampiric?
Vampiric. Is that a word?
I believe that's the adjective form. I believe.
So when we're empty, we tend to pull energy from others. So if you want to be selfless, then fill yourself up and let it flow. Let it pour.
Let it pour over.
Yeah,
and out.
Some people think, okay, if I give to myself,
it feels paradoxical to people.
Yeah, well, they think, oh, that's selfish.
Right.
I'm giving and I'm giving and I'm giving to myself. Well, why do we do that? So we can give to others because it's all energy.
Right.
So this is one of those cheat codes that I wish I'd have known earlier, because if it's all energy, and if this is correct, and I do believe this.
I do from experience 100%, and my practice. Yeah.
And mine too, over a long period of time, and not just my practice, but
I mean my own personal practice with myself.
Okay, gotcha. Not your counseling practice.
Right, that too, but mainly with my own internal practice and awareness and recognition and study.
I've had this confirmed over and over in my life. From just from the time that I became aware of being aware. I don't know what age that really was. But I could think about it a little bit and pretty much pinpoint it. But I mean, we are energy. I truly believe that. And you mentioned, and I truly believe in an afterlife. And and I underscore that with energy. I don't necessarily
it can't
know
be created or destroyed.
Right.
So where does it go? It's got to go.
Got to go someplace.
And I mean that totally. If you're in any way, religious or even Christian, that totally lies over with what Jesus said. Is that life is eternal.
Right.
So I mean that lines up energetically and scientifically with what we know, that energy is neither created or destroyed.
Right.
And therefore it just goes on and on and on and
so
on.
What do we know? Here's breaking down this particular cheat code. What do we know? Empty is when we pull energy from others. And I think that's okay every now and again.
I think that's why we're all here together, perhaps. It's kind of like what we were talking about last night, that we all struggle from time to time.
Right.
But it's so beautiful that we don't all struggle at the same time and in the same way, so that we can be there for each other and hold each other in the moments. If we were kind of a flower bush. We were all on the same bush.
Right.
Some of us as flowers would be in bloom when others of us are in wilts.
There you go.
Right? You know, and we're all connected.
Yeah. And some of us are on the way to blooming. Yeah.
Absolutely. Everything in between.
and then there are some of us who are just blooming idiots. But we won't talk about that this evening.
No.
You know, when we get into our vehicles, right?
Our bodily vehicles.
Well, I'm talking about our actual vehicles we travel in.
Okay, our cars.
When we get into a truck or a car,
Yes.
there is a gauge there, and the gauge goes from F to E, right? And now, you know, we even get these little reminders, right?
Yeah, we do. We
get
even
told,
get some mileage.
hey, dummy, go recharge your car or go get gasoline in your tank, right? And we've got to figure out, we don't have that on our bodies. Our body is a vehicle too. And it's just like our cars.
Right.
We have to put energy into it for it to run. And there's a point that our bodies get to with energy.
Yes.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Where...
And now when you're talking about energy levels here, you could even break this down, right? Because we need, yes, a physical energy gauge for food and exercise and sleep, but we also have an emotional energy gauge and a mental and a relational energy gauge.
Absolutely.
Right.
So here's my point. We need to figure out, because we don't have what our vehicles have. We don't have that F and E, you know, so we've got to find a way for ourselves to keep watch on that.
Okay.
To keep to keep that front and center, because when we're okay at half a tank. I mean, you're driving around, you feel okay at half a tank, right? But most of us at 3/4 of a tank.
Now, if you're my grandmother, we don't like driving at even half.
That's
so,
true.
You know.
That's very true. But most of us are okay until we get to about 1/4 of a tank, and then we start thinking, okay, well, when am I going to get this tank filled again?
Right.
We need to do that. If we'll do that for our cars, we need to do that for ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. And so we got to figure out for ourselves.
And how you do that is by being aware, checking in with yourself. Okay, where is my energy? And on top of that, really tuning into the people, the activities, and situations and places that, one, bring you energy, fill you up, and the ones that drain you.
There you go.
It's important to have that knowledge.
That's exactly right. And some of those people who quote unquote drain you might be people you work with. They might be people in your family.
Yep.
And so, you know, there some of them you may not be able to stay away from completely.
Right.
But what you can do by using boundaries and the concept of boundaries we talk about so much here on Strategies is you can limit your exposure when you can.
Right. And
when it's practical.
If you truly care about them and you do want to help them in whatever way, just be sure that you are filled so that when you do come to them, that you can overflow rather than be taken.
There you go. Now, another cheat code, I think, is you're not going to find true friends by being the person everybody likes.
Ooh.
You know, you're going to find true friends by being the person that you like and then letting the right people gravitate to you. You know, this is one that I think is very, very difficult to learn, you know, in when we enter into what most of us enter into when we go to kindergarten and elementary school and middle school. And man, by the time you kick up into middle school, man, you're in high gear on I gotta be a certain way so the cool kids will like me.
Right. So I'll quote unquote fit in.
Right.
Right.
And it may not just be the cool kids. We may also want to be. Some of us might want to be noticed by the cool teachers. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but in any case, the concept is the same. You're going to find true friends by being the person that you like to be, and then letting those people gravitate to you.
Right. It's all sponsored by self. And the key word there for me is true, right? You won't find true friends by trying to be the person everyone likes, because what you're doing there is you are abandoning and changing yourself at the expense of what you think someone else thinks, right? It's not even what you know they think or like.
No.
And it's not based on truth. So it won't be a true friendship if one of you is not true.
Right.
And in the case where you're trying to be liked and you're changing and maneuvering yourself to fit in, you're not being true.
Yeah.
And so first you must be true in order to attract true friendships. And I'm not going to lie, this takes real work, real inner work, real confidence.
It takes us taking growth seriously.
Right.
It really does. Finding purpose. Finding your purpose. Don't worry so much about finding your purpose. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up to life, but show up with sincerity, with curiosity, and how much do we talk about this? With presence. The now. Being in the now. A purposeful life will emerge from there.
Yeah.
If you worry so much about finding your purpose, it's probably going to run away from you.
Well, and so this makes you think that so many of us, and I'm going to raise my hand here because I've done it before too, focus on our future and what we want in the future, that we forget about being here. And the magic of finding purpose is just this. It's if you could focus on, well, what and change it from what is it that I want in the future to what is something that I want to dive more deeply into right now? What excites me right now?
Yeah.
And more often than not, diving in head first to that will lead you to your purpose.
There you go. We talk so often about, being curious students. I live to be 100. I want to be a curious student right to the end. Talking to the cheat codes today. If you take growth seriously, and you don't want to get stuck in anxiety and fear, we're talking about the things that you want to keep in mind. The cheat codes for life. What we wish we had known earlier. Talking about it today, right here on Strategies for Living. Stay where you are. Stay with us. Hey, let's talk about the Robinson Film Center. I say it a lot. There's no place like the Robinson.
Absolutely, there is not.
617 Texas Street, downtown Shreveport. You've got so much. You got the movies. You got Abby Singer's Bistro on the second floor of RFC, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday.
Newly remodeled.
Absolutely. Great menu. RobinsonFilmCenter.org is the way you check it all out. You can go to RobinsonFilmCenter.org at any time and find out what movies are showing. Here's the deal. You want to join the crowd, join the fun, become a member. When you become a member, you become a star. You get discounts on movies, you get concession upgrades, you get bistro deals. RFC, 617 Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. I'll say it again. There's no place like the Robinson.
There is not, and I'm glad we have one right here.
Absolutely. The RobinsonFilmCenter.org.
Reading begins not in the classroom, but in your child's brain. I'm Donisa Walker with LearningRx Shreveport. If your child struggles to read, maybe he or she has trouble focusing or comprehending, LearningRx Shreveport offers a science solution to reading problems, working one-on-one with your child, targeting his or her reading skills. Today, call LearningRx Shreveport. Make an appointment to have your child assessed. I know you want to help your child, so does LearningRx Shreveport.
And welcome back into Strategies for Living. We do healthy, we do peace. Here on Strategies for Living, we're questing for a better life for every single one of us. Right here on SFL. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan, talking about the cheat codes today. Here on Strategies for Living. When we are fulfilled, we radiate energy. When we're empty, we tend to pull energy from others. So if you want to be selfless, make sure you're full. Fill yourself up. Let it pour over. You're not going to find true friends by being the person everybody likes. You'll find true friends by being the person that you like. Letting those right people gravitate towards you. And don't worry so much about finding your purpose. Just keep showing up. Show up with sincerity and curiosity and presence to life. And a purposeful life will emerge. You got one? You got another one for us?
How about not letting the pursuit, this kind of goes along with the one we talked about earlier, not letting the pursuit of a better future distract you from developing the skill of being present.
Okay. I got to think about that one a little bit. Yeah. Not letting the pursuit of a better future distract me. Well, don't I want a better future?
Absolutely, but you do know where the better future starts.
Okay, you're going to tell me?
Right now.
Oh, okay.
In the present.
All right.
Right
and
now.
If I'm focusing too much on the future,
then
I'm going to I might miss some of the present.
Absolutely. And this kind of goes back to your idea of the 3-room house. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That, if you spend too much time in the future,
well, we're going to be anxious and we're going to be afraid, because that's what hanging out in the future does.
Right.
If I spend too much time in the past in my 3-room house illustration, I can't change anything. I can see real clearly in there, but I can't change anything. So if I hang out in there too long, I'm going to get frustrated. I'm going to get angry. Right. Mad as heck. Yeah.
Right. And it all keeps you from the wonderful, glorious gift that is all around us all the time in the ever-present. Present.
Yeah.
In the now.
Yeah.
And, I can't help but think really one of the best ways to truly pursue a better future is by developing the presence of being now in the present.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because by doing that, say what you're envisioning for the better future is more beauty. You want to bring more beauty in your life. And I would say to you, well, your first step is to recognize the beauty that is in your life right now.
Yeah.
And it's by appreciating and recognizing the beauty that is all around you, because I guarantee you can find it.
Yep.
I mean, we just went on a walk earlier.
Yep.
Right? And if you would just look around at the trees and the sun, behind the clouds, and even the cat that's walking by. I mean, he's a beautiful, strange creature if you can look at it with new eyes, like you've never seen the cat before. I mean, it is a fascinating creature in and of itself, right?
Cats
but
are.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
By really focusing on what is the gift right now.
Yeah.
Because why else would it be called the present?
Because it is the precious present. Yeah. If you want to truly unwind your tension, and a lot of us deal with tension in these days, if you really want to unwind your tension, you know what you want to do?
Nothing.
That's it. Don't do anything. Don't do anything.
It's so counterintuitive, right?
It is, but what you do is you simply tune into your thinking, tune into your emotions, tune into your body, to your sensations, tune into your urges. Now, you're just simply watching. You just simply watch every thought, every emotion, every sensation, every urge just arise and then pass. And that happens like, you don't see it so much anymore, but there used to be screensavers that we would put on our computers.
I used to stare at those things for hours.
And you could put whatever you wanted to on there to scroll by, right?
Right. I used to love the little maze ones or the stars.
I think that is a wonderful metaphor for what happens in our thinking. So many of us think we are our thoughts. Right.
Yeah. And we latch on.
We think we have thoughts, but actually our thoughts have us. Yes. And what we are, this is the power of meditation. This is the power of centered prayer. This is the power of some type of mindfulness exercise. This is why we talk about it so much, because it's so powerful, right?
Yeah.
And it's so.
I believe it's what we were
changing.
truly born here into being to be, is to be the witness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, because the fact that I can be aware of my emotions, I can watch my thoughts, and I can feel my sensations means I am not those. And I don't have to allow them to take me into any direction. And I can change the direction that I go.
That is so important. That is so important, Lauren. Say that again. The fact that I can observe.
That I can observe every thought, every emotion, every sensation in my body. The fact that I can see it and observe it and experience it means I am not it.
Because anything you can observe, you know you're separate from.
Right.
And so this is the power. This is the power. And now this does take a little effort for most of us. I mean, mindfulness, our meditation, our centering prayer doesn't, most of us.
It's not an overnight magic trick, right?
Yeah, we don't come.
It's
it doesn't
skill.
come factory installed. It's a skill we build up. But it's certainly worth
One
doing.
of my favorite ways that have reframed sort of meditation and this act of observation for me is, and I don't like parties. I have never been a party people, but this analogy made sense to me, okay?
Right.
And it's to pretend that you're always at a wonderful mind party, right? And all of your thoughts are just people at the party.
Okay.
Right? And so you can mingle with them and talk with them for as long as you want, knowing that at any point you can come back to your breath or a mantra, whatever it is. You can come back and say, well, thanks for visiting. I'll see you later. I'm going to go over here. And you're free to party or hang out with any thought or emotion or sensation or urge that you wish.
Yep.
I mean, that is the power of free will.
Yep.
And the other power of free will is our ability to also just step back and just to watch, to people watch at that point, right? To step back and say, oh man, look at this party going on in my head. You know? Where'd they all come from?
Whenever you go to a place that has a lot of people, one of the neat things to do is just sit there and observe.
Right.
Because you see, I'm thinking right now of someplace like you go to New Orleans or you go down to South Louisiana.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see some different folks.
Well, you can walk downtown Shreveport if you want.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. Peace. This is another cheat code.
Okay.
So peace. We're all looking at some level for peace. And here's the deal. The peace we're looking for is on the other side of whatever pain you might be having right now that you're not wanting to feel. Okay, I'm going to say that again.
Do that one. That's a good cheat code.
The peace you're looking for is on the other side of the pain you don't want to feel. So many times we will suppress our feelings.
And yet we know. We may not know it intellectually or consciously.
We know it intuitively.
But I'm about to tell you, so you can't say anything that you don't know now. What we resist persists. Right?
Right.
I mean, it doesn't go anywhere. And in fact, we've all experienced that, right? When we're sad and we don't want to feel sad and we push it away, you might go distract yourself or run away in whatever form it is. We have all kinds of crazy ways to go about it. But it comes back, and it comes back with a vengeance, and it comes back in a really strange sideways kind of way often.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes some very weird ways.
Unrecognizable by the time we meet it again.
Exactly.
And so that's all the more reason to go ahead and face it head on when you first meet it.
Right.
Welcome it. Oh, and that was another one of my favorite poems, and you should look it up. It's called The Guest House by Rumi. Okay? And it's basically the idea that this being human is a guest house. And he's telling us to welcome them all in, no matter who or what they are or what they do. If it's sadness and it comes in and it wrecks you to pieces, welcome them in. And then be happy and glad that they came because they've changed you.
There you go. The more comfortable you become in your own skin, the less you need to manufacture the world around you for comfort. This is a powerful one.
It is, because it really touches on the idea and the truth that it is all within you.
Yeah.
And
the kingdom of God isn't up there, out there, over there.
Right.
It's
within.
within.
You know what's wild about this is that we can scientifically think about the truth of this as well.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm looking at your microphone, right?
Yep.
And it appears to be out there. It doesn't appear that I can even reach it with my hand right now.
Yep.
Right? It's outside of me. And yet, I scientifically know that the way that I'm seeing that microphone is light is bouncing off some energy form, coming back to my eyes and into my brain, and I am actually experiencing an inverted image within my brain of your microphone. And that's the experience of your microphone
Right. And
is actually within me.
A lot of us have agreed that, this is what we call a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And, you buy into that. Okay, well, so this is a microphone.
Right. But the experience is literally within, because I'm experiencing the image that I have transposed inside my brain.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
It's all an inside job. Every single thing that we experience is an inside job.
And the true way out is in.
Say that again.
The true way out is in.
Yeah. So the more comfortable you become in your own skin, the less that you will need to manufacture the world around you for comfort. You can just appreciate the wonderful world
that's within you.
That's inside.
And you get to create that.
No, it's there. It's there. And you get to
create it.
You get to totally create it. Yeah.
Yes.
In whatever way you want. We're talking about taking growth seriously today, not getting stuck in our anxiety and fear. We're giving you the cheat codes today here on Strategies for Living. We've got more. We'll be right back. Dealing with stress, pain, feel like you're running out of options? When your life is balanced, wellness is a given. True wellness is holistic. It's about the mind, the body, and the spirit, all in balance. Now, there's a place right here in Shreveport that's all about helping us achieve peak mental, emotional, and physical health. The Balanced Life, 117 Kings Highway, right next door to Strawn's. Come see and feel the difference getting your life in balance can be. Many of your friends and neighbors have already learned the difference less stress and pain mean in their lives. You can book a discovery session right now online, thebalancedlife.us. All you've got to lose is stress, pain, or maybe both. Come see and feel for yourself the real difference balanced wellness makes. The Balanced Life Wellness Center, 117 Kings Highway in Shreveport, next door to Strawn's. thebalancedlife.us. And welcome back. Welcome back into 101.7 FM, 710 Keel and Strategies for Living. You know, the more we talk about making healthy choices, the more we can do it. And that's why we talk about it so much.
Sure.
That's why we talk about it so much right here
it.
On Strategies for Living. Yeah.
Bring it to
we do it daily.
Awareness.
Yeah. There you go.
As much for us as for everyone else.
Well,
at least I can speak for me on that one.
I can speak for me too. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the saying? If you really want to learn something, teach it. Yeah. And so, if something resonates with you that you hear on Strategies for Living, go teach it to somebody else. Mm-hmm. Go tell somebody else about it. And by the way, tell them about the program too.
Please.
Yeah, that's the way we grow here on Strategies for Living. So today we're talking about the cheat codes. Not how do we, what do we wish we had known, back when? And we can know that now.
Yeah.
Right.
And so these cheat codes aren't necessarily easy, right?
Yeah.
In the cheat sort of way, but they do make life easier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so we need to feel to heal. Yeah?
Absolutely.
But.
There's a but?
Yeah, there's a but.
Okay.
Everybody's got one.
Yes.
But too much feeling too soon, too fast can re-trigger trauma. Okay, so we got to take our time.
That's a good point.
We got to be patient with ourselves and with the process, right?
Right.
So, because too fast re-triggers the trauma. So, feeling is healing, but only when it's safe to do it. So, one of the things that you talk a lot about, Lauren, is establishing safety.
So important.
Right.
The groundwork.
And the reason that this is so important, when it comes to healing, is, yes, you want to feel it, but not too much, too soon, too fast, because that can just keep us stuck. It can keep us in a cycle of trauma. And I practiced for 30 years. There were a few people that, a handful of people that, for whatever reason, they stay in therapy a long time. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. But what what I'm not fine with is when you just keep recycling. Yeah. You just keep going over and over the same things that every few months or years.
Yeah. I think sometimes we can get stuck and in that way comfortable with a particular feeling. And it's interesting that, we don't always get stuck or comfortable in the same sorts of feelings. I mean, often people can get stuck or comfortable with feeling sadness.
Yeah.
We can get comfortable with feeling anger because we know it.
We can get comfortable with being a victim.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. And one of the things, and sometimes...
Because we know how to navigate that.
Yeah. And sometimes I peeve people off when I say this, but there are no victims.
Nope.
Now, that doesn't mean bad things don't happen to us. Of course, that's part of life. But, you get to choose whether you put a label for yourself on that says victim. And, again, some of those people that stay in therapy for long periods of time, it's like they wear the victim, they wear the victim sign like a big red blinking neon sign.
Oh, or even perhaps a badge of honor,
Yeah.
Sometimes it can get that way.
Yeah. Now, another cheat code, it's about forgiveness.
Okay.
And
that's a good one.
Yeah, this is a massive one because forgiveness is so important. And forgiveness daily, in all of our relationships and with ourselves. Our primary relationship is the relationship we have with ourselves. And we need to be able to forgive ourselves as many times a day as we need to forgive ourselves. What did Jesus say?
70
times 7. In
Yeah.
other words, infinity times 10. Right. That's a lot.
Every second if we need to.
But you can't forgive if you're stuck in anger. And you can't move past anger if you don't feel sadness. So, the tenderness beneath the rage, that's where you heal.
Ooh, this is this is kind of a hint at the excavating that I enjoy watching and helping people to progress along.
Yeah.
Anger is important, right?
Yeah, there's a time, there's a place, there's a place, yeah,
for everything.
Yep.
But it's also important to understand, okay, where is the anger coming from, and more importantly, what's underneath.
Yeah. There you go. And if you want to heal, that's where you got to go. You got to get
deeper
down to that layer, and you've got to, you've got to find, you got to go past the anger, and feel the hurt or the sadness down there. And when you get to that tender spot,
and see, this makes
that's where you heal.
So much sense if we think about it in terms of parts, right?
Yeah.
In terms of anger is often a very protective part.
Sure.
And a protective part is often hiding a vulnerable part.
Right.
Right. And the vulnerable part is usually, a younger part of us.
Yeah.
That is either frightened or sad or both.
And one of the most powerful things about internal family systems, which is the parts, that's the actual parts therapy, right?
Theory, yeah.
Theory. One of the most important parts of it is that there are no bad parts.
The most important part.
Richard Schwartz, who gave us internal family systems, emphasize no bad parts.
No.
What we want to do is we want to get to them and love on all.
Yes, and
there's no bad parts.
Recognize the importance and the purpose that each of them are there for.
Yeah.
And holding for us.
When it comes to healing, and so if we've lived, if we've lived life for any period of time, we want to heal. We need to heal. But here's the deal. You can't skip steps.
Nope.
You have to meet the layer of pain.
So you're telling me this cheat code is that there kind of are no cheat codes.
In a way, yeah. In other words, we have to feel what is asking to be felt and let that take you to the next layer.
Yeah.
And have some patience. Be patient with this as you unwind back into your true self.
Yeah.
Because your true self is under there.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the one experiencing it and watching and witnessing.
Yeah.
Underneath it all. And
so, these aren't the be all end all. But I tell you this, these cheat codes, if you just pay attention to one or two of them that we've talked about this evening, you will begin to see, hey, I'm taking this growth thing more seriously. You'll find that you won't be stuck as much in anxiety and in fear, and you're going to begin to build a life that makes you want to get out of bed every day and get you some. Yeah.
The present. Go unwrap the present.
There you go.
With excitement.
Talking about the cheat codes today here on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back. Come back with us. You're going to see the difference. When you go to Azalea Cleaners, you'll hear about it too. Azalea Cleaners has been fine dry cleaning since 1958, plus laundry, alterations and repairs, comforters, wedding gown cleaning and restoration. You'll hear about it from your friends because they'll see it too. They'll notice the Azalea difference. Azalea is convenient. 732 Azalea Drive, 9220 Ellerby Road, and 9227 Mansfield Road. Plus, the front door of your home or business with Azalea's delivery on demand. Just text SETUP to 249-8283, and Azalea will pick up your clothes and deliver them back clean and fresh to you. You can't get closer than that. That's the Azalea difference. You'll notice it right away. Others will too. The Azalea difference. Fine dry cleaning since 1958. Text SETUP to 249-8283 and get the Azalea difference. AzaleaCleaners.com. And welcome back. Welcome back into 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan, talking about the cheat codes today. If you want to take growth seriously, if you don't want to get stuck or stay stuck in anxiety and fear and build a life that makes you excited to get out of bed, well, each morning will, then the codes we've been talking about today, there for you. Now, if you missed any of this, and I know some people listening to us on the radio, you miss things. You can always go back and find us, right?
That's right.
Where at?
Facebook, we are Strategies for Living with David McMillan, or you can go to YouTube, and it's simply Strategies for Living.
Yeah, and we get, as we go out and about, Lauren, people tell us, hey, I'd like to have so-and-so, my wife, my husband, my best friend, I sure would like to pass this program on to them.
Well, you can.
Yeah. And it's
most the click of a button.
Most every day we put strategies both on Facebook and on YouTube. They're all there.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I haven't counted how many strategies programs are there, but there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I upload them every day. So.
Yep. And they roughly come. And
I try to get them as close to showtime as possible.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's a little later.
Yeah,
but
they'll get
show
there.
up.
Yeah, if you don't find them right at 7 o'clock, if you listen that way, well, know we're coming.
It'll be there. I promise.
Yeah.
We get a little behind some days.
But I tell you what, we have so much fun doing this program each day for you folks, and we really appreciate you being with us here on Strategies for Living. And we appreciate our sponsors who make it possible. The Robinson Film Center, and Azalea Cleaners, and Learning RX, and Pintail Roofing, and the Balanced Life Wellness Center. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who would you call? And what would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Lauren Leon McMillan, I'm David McMillan. See you next time, right here on Strategies for Living.